Swimming like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond in the shrimp tank.
Hello and welcome to the video wrap-up show for the Shrimp Tank podcast in Seattle. I'm Dan Weedin, and I'm joined by my co-host, Craig Swanson. We had a really interesting and fun conversation today with our guest, Erik Pelton. To catch the entire episode, and believe me, you should, subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. You can also find all our episodes on our website at shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle.
Erik, thank you for being on the Shrimp Tank this week. I think it's a really great episode for small business owners. I was really struck by the way you talked about trademarks being used to help protect and enforce and strengthen the brands of a lot of small businesses in ways that maybe entrepreneurs and business owners don't think about. I really want to just ask you to give us an overview of what that looks like and why that matters and how you work.
I'd love to. And it's actually not as complicated as many people might imagine if they take the right steps. So the first step is when you're coming up with a name, make it creative, make it unique in your industry, and make sure you're searching and consulting with an expert to help with that, so you know that it's unique in your industry. Then you want to apply to register federally most of the time, as early as possible. You can apply even before you have begun to use the trademark in commerce or in sales. Then you go through the registration process, takes 12 to 18 months on average. Then you want to monitor for possible infringements or copycats. You can use free Google alerts. You can do more sophisticated things. You can search intermittently on your own. And if you do find a problem, an infringement, then you want to act quickly generally, but you want to consult an attorney, an expert, to make sure that you're thinking it through and understand all the nuance when any situation arises. But that's really the life cycle of how you build and protect a strong brand. Now, of course, there's a lot more nuance along the way for particular brands, but if a small business is aware and takes those steps, they're well on their way.
And Erik, I mentioned on the show that I've used you on 2 occasions and probably some future ones coming up for my own registered trademarks. And I highly recommend Erik, anybody watching this, you can get all of his information on the show notes. He is fantastic. Speaking of that, your website's fantastic. You have a lot of things going on from podcasts to books to a brand new AI tool. You've got some free and almost free resources for any small business owner out there. Share a little bit about that.
Yeah, I love creating content. And I've been doing it for more than 10 years. So I've got a massive library of content, which is where the AI tool comes in. And I'll talk about that in a second. But I've got a podcast called Tricks of the Trademark, 5 years of weekly episodes. I've got a YouTube channel. You can find it erikpelton.tv. Several hundred videos on trademark topics. I wrote a book that came out in 2020 called Building a Bold Brand. You can get the paperback on Amazon. You can get it on Kindle. You can now get it on Audible. You can actually get it for free on my YouTube channel. And I'm happy to get the content out. This is all the key resources from 20 years of experience about building and protecting. So all those steps that we just talked about, this just goes into much more depth about how and why for each of those steps. And then my most recent tool is this Chat TM, which is an AI question and answer tool. You can find it at chat-tm.com. It is trained on all of those resources I just mentioned. So it is an expert and it answers questions about trademarks, trademark registration, trademark renewal, searching for names, etc. What separates it from asking Google or ChatGPT or some other resource is that its training is limited to just those expert resources that I talked about. So you don't have to really worry about whether or not it knows what it's talking about.
Great. Erik, thank you so much for being a guest here on the Shrimp Tank today. For our listeners that want to get in touch or learn more about what you do, where can they find you?
Just find me at erikpelton.com. You'll find links to all the social a connect with me button and all that good stuff.
Fantastic. And for all of you watching, this is a really great episode to watch. Go to shrimptankpodcast.com/Seattle and subscribe to us with whatever podcast tool you like. I am an Overcast user, but you can use Apple, Google, Shopify, Stitcher, any of your favorites, and follow us there.
First of all, Erik, again, thank you very much for taking part today. Really enjoyed having you on the show, and I'm looking forward to using your chat tool or your AI tool. That'll be fun. Craig, as always, great to have you on back-to-back weeks. Everyone, look, if you enjoyed this video, click like below and subscribe. Also, check out our brand new patron membership page. It's filled with exclusive content to help you grow your business and enrich your life. Go to patreon.com/ShrimpTankSeattle. Join us every week at 12 p.m. Pacific for our live stream broadcast on our Facebook page. Our next show will be next Wednesday, July 12th. We hope to see you then. Until we meet again, be safe, be well, and be prosperous, because for right now, the shrimp is back in the tank. So long.
I've been feeling like a shark in a shrimp tank. Big fish, small pond.